I have it right now on the. Am I not? I'm not screen sharing. Oh my lord. Well, we haven't really gotten Mega started, but I'll screen share right now, which will definitely help people understand what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have a Virtuous Works from BigUglyEvo here. Shruthi started with a mongrel, which got knocked out immediately, which is actually really important for Evo because that line can't be interrupted reaping like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the deck list is here that Shruthi's playing against. So the biggest thing about it is this like fertility chant key charge play, but also like I said, like that Mars cheating into Sanctum, cheating into Untamed kind of thing. So it's got like a Ritual of the Hunt, so you can kind of use a ton of stuff all at once. So it's actually kind of a hell of a deck. You know, it's like super fun to play, but at the same time, I think it's a really good matchup for Shruthi.
Hold up.
So the Merkins play Save the Pact, which is really unfortunate for Shruthi actually, because it's gonna cause her to just gain a chain and not really do anything.
I think if right now, just push. Like that's I don't see the Amber control out of I'm just gonna call him Big Ugly. I don't see the Amber control from Big Ugly to hang. Like maybe those Marauders.
Right.
Maybe those Marauders.
Yeah. So the Marauders are good. There's also this Sequest, which is Reap Capture one. There's also a Play Capture one, I think, somewhere in the Sanctum House. But it's primarily the Marauders.
Yeah. Not enough, but they can load the board. They can.
Yeah.
Big Ugly can put that board in a very uncomfortable space, and I don't think Shruthi has the outside of that hysteria, But the beauty is, hopefully Shruthi can. I'm feeling good because maybe if he pushes too hard, one thing I love about Too Much Super Tact is if they haven't played it while it's in the deck, it's a threat.
Right.
And it forces the opponent to not push. And the other thing I like here as well is I'm seeing the exhumes. The I'm not finished with yous, like it's going to be very fun with that shadows.
And there is, it does get played there as well. So let's see what she shuffles back. While we're waiting for that, another huge play right here. It doesn't look huge. It's actually a Library of the Damned, which is going to let her archive that Too Much to Protect and some Ronnies.
Yeah,
I know. It's just so good in this matchup for Shruthi because she can wait. She can archive that Hysteria, let the board get built up. And we're at 5 Amber apiece here, which is actually like real nice. The worst thing that could happen is if Big Ugly got kind of started up like way too quick,
Yeah.
All right, so the whole line gets exhausted by Nocturnal Maneuvers. There's 3 of them in this deck, which is so inconvenient.
Yeah.
But he's going to use 2 of them just for the Amber bonus to get a healthy check at 7. So hopefully Shruthi's sitting with a Ronnie in hand or something like of the sort. The other thing that's encouraging right now is that there's no Mars out, and there's also no Untamed out for Big Ugly here. So it's like, yeah, the Sanctum board is nice, but like it doesn't do anything broken with just the Sanctum house out,
Yeah, I'm on the assumption. Oh wow.
Nerve Blast.
Those again, huh?
Nerve Blast to steal 1. I mean, this deck just steals and steals.
Let's hope this can knock him off of this key here.
Yeah. And there's Nerve Blast. Maybe. Oh yeah, no. So it's already steal 1 with the Nerve Blast. Okay, it's the deal. That's just the damage. I thought it was a second Nerve Blast for a second.
Yeah.
So we got the Yangtze Gang. I'd love to get rid of that Merkins actually and just put the Yangtze Gang next to the Elusive. I might have considered popping my own Merkins with that.
Oh no, that was it, eh? That's okay.
Yeah, that's all right. First key, but we got a big shadows board.
Here comes that Sanctum again. Oh
Yeah.
goodness. But getting 5 amber right now, that's what I would do.
Hmm.
I would go as fast as if I was Big Ugly, that's what I would be doing.
Absolutely. I mean,
I
I
would just
don't
go as
mind
fast as
it.
I can go.
I don't mind it, but it's certainly not like the traditional strong point of this deck if you really like, are looking at the deck, you know?
Yeah.
I would love to hit the Hysteria at some point here, like just to get that off the board. And like they're gonna have to replay it, but like I think your advantage there is so strong whenever you can get there because it's just gonna
Uh-oh.
clog the hand.
You got the Lightbringer.
That's big because it's gonna
That is
destroy each
devastating.
elusive, which
Yeah.
is the whole board.
Yep.
That does destroy the Lightbringer though, because it's because of the upgrade on the Ronnie. Um, so not a perfect situation here, but I mean Shruthi's deck is really good at recovering here. This actually happened in our practice game where this deck went up, and then all it takes is like some archives, a well-timed Hysteria, cashing in on the Soldiers to Flowers. Like it's kind of it all happens at once with her deck.
Yeah. Well, definitely Shooter's gonna need to stabilize now. Like immediately, or else this is
Yeah.
out of hand.
Yeah, it really can, especially just with the 4 creatures there to just reap to another key on the next turn.
But on the flip side, he does have too much to protect to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
So he can't just reap. I mean, maybe reaping to 8 might be the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
That was him. And I was playing, if I was in this situation, if I had an opportunity to reap for 4, then you better believe I'm going to take that.
Yeah, I don't disagree, especially because one of the Ronnies is gone and there's nothing in the archives.
Yeah. So that's something that I would absolutely do, and do that to maybe hopefully fish out that too much to protect. He knows he's not safe at 7.
Yeah. So but we do have a dis turn from Shruthi, which is really nice because it's going to give some Binding Irons. She's also going to be able to archive anything that's helpful with the Library of the Damned, which is exactly where she's going.
Yeah, and I think another good thing here is, man, if Shruti has that Hysteria, that would be devastating. His hand would be clogged up with chains,
Mm-hmm.
and allow her to crawl back into this one. But
Yeah. We just need some kind of like board disruption, and that is like the weak point in this matchup is Shruti doesn't have a ton of board disruption. But it's like yeah, so that's the whole turn. But I can bet money that she just archived that too much to protect, or I'd at least be thinking that if I was playing against her. Okay, so a Mars turn here. Probably get the Squawkers rolling, kind of save that in hand with Mega Mouth if I had to take a guess, just to kind of cheat into the line. But I'm kind of with you. Like, I don't know why you don't just reap for 4. Like, kind of at this point, screw the big line. Like, you already have something that's working.
you have something that's working. All you're doing right now, I understand that he wants to get rid of some chains. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Issue that I am foreseeing is, well, he can still get a check.
Yeah.
Safe,
And
gets to draw. Me personally, though, I don't feel safe at 6. And, the issue that you have here is when you keep loading up this board, you're not gaining amber. But I would sacrifice 2 amber if it also meant drawing, 3 cards?
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of that was to get further into the deck because you notice we haven't seen any Untamed stuff yet, and that's really like the broken play in this deck is like do a fertility chant, and then just be able to key cheat. So I think that they're knowing that this is going to run out for them at some point. But we have another disc turn from Shruthi. There comes the Hysteria, big play. I don't know if she does have Exhume, so she might like be able to Exhume Arani to get him off key, which would just be an absolutely huge swing. She has just 1 Exhume. Really hoping for a tad more than this. But we've got 2 cards in archives. It's got to be either like the full moons or the
If
shadow
it's
stuff.
if it's some good shadows. And now let's see. Hopefully she doesn't put the Ronnie back. You have Exhume. You know it's coming. Don't put Ronnie back. Oh, but she put Ronnie back.
I don't know. I don't know if I disagree with that though, because the deck is pretty thin, right? And it's like I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how that works out.
Yeah. You know, being able to have access to it. I have a deck that has that has 2 glimmers and a um and either 1 or 2 exhumes,
Yeah.
and that's something that I end up, you know. However, if Shruti's able to get back to the Ronnie before the exhume comes out, then that was a masterful play. So
Right.
I hope that happens. And
It's
go.
also highly dependent on what's in the archives right now, because it's like
This is
it
also
bas-
true.
because like if she's got 2 good shadows cards in archives,
And that was a great play.
then yeah. So we've got a capture for 1, but Shruthi's
And a
gonna forge
key.
key here.
Just
Yeah.
like Shruti's got the key. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, this
He's
this
got to
could
be
be.
nervous.
Oh yeah.
He has to be nervous because he knows that shadows is coming. Like, and he knows getting his 3rd key is going to be a little difficult now.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. No, just getting that line reestablished is really hard, and also the 1 Marauder is captured in just for a capture of 1. I don't know why you don't just play that big Sanctum board after that. Honestly.
Well, he has no choice. You know, he has no choice. He has what 3? No, 4. 4 of those. That's what is Sanctum, and that means he's not getting any amber this next turn. No amber.
Right.
So that's a very good thing. Very,
Yeah. So we've got they're everywhere, basically just for the Amber bonus. Nox to start setting a board up. That's going to be the whole turn here, but like it's gotta. Her next draw is basically like all shadows.
has to be. Yeah, and here comes shadows. I think I'm anticipating him passing the turn with either with 1 or 2 amber,
Mm-hmm.
which means if Shruthi can push, this will be good.
Yeah.
Like really, 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 really good.
Yeah, especially because he's going to be forced to on the next turn to like basically just Amber Rush, right? And then if we have the right stuff in archives already, like that rush just basically doesn't count. Like
Yeah, it won't. It won't. I don't foresee though uh, that happening. I'm going to have to put you on mute for 2 seconds.
sure, sure.
Phone call come.
All right, so we've got him on mute. No problem though. Just kind of seeing. This is a big turn for Shruthi here because like if she can somehow push to a check or get something good rolling, like it's just a huge turn to be able to check on.
Okay, and I'm back.
Nice, welcome back. You barely missed anything. We chose Dis here.
I think that's a good play. And if it was me, that's the play that I would do.
Oh, and the Blood Shard Imp is massive.
Yeah, yeah. So that what I like about Blood Shard Imp is it almost makes you lose 1.
Yeah.
Automatically, because he's gonna have to fight with 1 dude that he would have reaped with. And whatnot. I do think that Shruthi is on a 2-turn clock. Like Shruthi is in a desperate situation right now. I don't think that Big Ugly is able to check Shruthi next turn.
I'm not sure. It depends because he may have that like fertility ritual in hand. So
I didn't think about that either.
yeah. So here comes the Untamed, and you just have to worry about like, okay, so which of the eyes getting played, which means he doesn't have the key cheat like on hand yet. But it's going to be a big deal when that thing's
out. Everybody.
Yeah, cooperative hunting. Just basically Big Ugly's deck being on second key is just so dangerous. And he's just trying to draw into the stuff to pull off that key cheat play. You can tell at this point.
Now, if Shruthi calls this, I'm thinking Shruthi's telegraphing the big time display, but there's nothing he can do about it. Witch of the Eye being alive is a problem, though.
Yeah, no, we had talked about that as like a real, like, literal burn the witch card in this matchup.
Yeah,
But it's taunted, which is really difficult to deal with.
very difficult, extremely difficult. That
Um,
Hysteria, and I think that was it for Shruthi's deck, correct? It's just a Hysteria.
yeah, let me pull up the
Everywhere,
deck list here.
do a little bit.
Um, so that's going to be like it as far as board disruption. So we do have a Shadows play. I mean, the problem is that it's actually really, really good piloting by Big Ugly over here, because essentially what they're doing is setting up a board so that they can get all of the Amber and Key Cheat on the same turn. Just give Shruthi nothing to steal.
Yeah, if it was up to me
Mm-hmm.
and I was Big Ugly, I would just check at 6 every single turn. Check at 6 every single turn.
Okay.
And push, and he's almost at a board state to be able to do that. But this is good. This is good.
What did the Merkins get to Hollowed Blaster? It's like pretty much 2 whiffs on the Merkins, which is really
Yeah,
unfortunate.
that kind of blows. Not gonna lie.
It's like there's so many good things to hit in that deck. Like 2 cards with massive Amber bonuses. In the practice game, she actually hit the Key Cheat and successfully pulled it off, which was amazing.
And I'm gonna say that I haven't.
Yeah. Okay. So here comes the Key Cheat turn. Sorry.
GG. Oh no, yeah, because he has a key charge, huh?
Yeah. So he's just gonna sit and like basically with the Witch of the Eye, you can get it back to your hand, replay the Fertility Chant, and then just key charge.
That was a tough one.
It really was.
That was a tough one. That was a tough one. Having the Fertility Chance and an instant key uh, was really good.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say that I think the decision to return uh, the Ronnie instead of waiting for the Exhume was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Shruti ended up getting an extra one out of it. Unfortunately, it was not enough.
I also wonder what was in her archives, like, and whether that could have been like relevant in the long term. But the biggest thing that I'm looking at, like when I'm looking at this matchup and this deck and everything, is like the real like paradigm changing moment was when Shruthi was not able to get Big Ugly off of second key, right? And then once he forged his second key, he can sit there at 0 Amber, knowing that the Hysteria is gone, and then just basically just waiting until you have the play.
Yeah. And there's nothing you can do. Too much to protect. All these, it didn't matter.
Yeah, none of that really matters. But it's like you had to keep him off second key. So, unfortunate loss, but it's a really interesting deck at 58 SAS, by the way. It just has so many options. Like we talked, there's plays in here where you can forge 2 or 3, like at least 2, maybe 3 in the perfect scenario, keys in a turn.
Oh, are you talking about with
Big Ugly's deck?
With multiple Fertility Chance and a couple of key and returning? Well, how?
Yeah. So it's pretty crazy, right? So let's say you have a blank board, and basically you see the Ezekiel. You can ready and fight with a neighboring creature.
Mm-hmm.
So if your opponent's board is blank, and we're talking ideal scenario here, right? But essentially, you use the Mega Mouth. Basically, you use the Mega Mouth to use the Witch of the Eye to recover things after the first key cheat, right? So it's like you start with a bunch of Amber, you get your first key cheat, and then you can just reap with Witch of the Eye, get the key cheat back, and do some recycling. But essentially, you can use the Squawker and the Mega Mouth to like consistently re-ready. Well, you can't re-ready things with it, but essentially you're gonna be able to get 2 keys with that kind of house cheating, and then you can refresh the Witch of the Eye using Ezekiel. So it's like I don't have it like totally worked out, but like in an ideal scenario, you can definitely get 2 keys, and I bet there's some degenerate way to get 3.
Yeah. And the triple nocturnal maneuvers and having this monstrous board. That pneumonia cows. Maybe if I missed it, I don't think Shruti ever got the pneumonia.
So they played it for no effect. It was a blank board.
Cows. Yeah. But unfortunately, only having the Hysteria was the one that ended it.
Yeah, and she really got forced to use it at a really like inopportune time. But like we were talking about, there was no like we were like, yeah, that's a great play when you did it. Like there was no other option.
Yeah, no other option. No other option unless you had too much to protect in your hand.
Right.
Um, too much to protect is the only, and too much to protect and a way to get him off the key would have been the only way to not have played that history.
Yeah, and I mean, you're right. Like the Exhume would like eventually come down in that deck, but it might just be like one of those bad timing things with the Untamed House. Like I know that she was like playing a Nox, which we talked about. Like it's like, is it better to even just chuck a Nox and eventually cash it in for the Soldiers of Flowers or something? But I don't think there's too many like pilot error things here, because like even the one play I was talking about where it's like, oh, let's get the Yangtze Gang next to the Lamandra like to get it elusive. It didn't matter because they had the card that destroyed all elusive creatures. Like
Yeah.
just just kind of mostly.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, Lamindra really yeah, that was another tough one. And looking here at a full moon and the Soldiers of Flowers of the key charge, unfortunately those goodies didn't come out
Mm-hmm.
um in a better state. And I like that, you know, is Soldiers of Flowers is just the opposite of full moon and in terms of how you get that amber. And but
Mm-hmm.
you know, I have to agree. No piloting error.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, the way it worked out, um, putting back that Ronnie to get an extra Ronnie was a very good move. A very good move instead of waiting for the Exhume.
Yeah, it's because she got it, and then like she knew that she was gonna get to play a Heavy Shadows turn, and like I can't overestimate how bad the pulls were with the Merkins. We had two Merkins plays just for absolutely zero, and it was like,
Yeah.
come on, you know, like you're picking two cards out of this deck, and it's just like, can I get something good out of the deck at all? You know, like even if it was something that you couldn't super use, like one of the Witch of the Eyes or something. You know what I mean? Like just something to hold up that deck a little bit. But you know, we'll leave the call there, though. I think you know, I think that's pretty much the long and short of the game. Like she played well. It's just kind of a bad draw of the cards.